Foggy today on this final Thursday of racing on the inner track, notoriously rolling in off Jamaica Bay. Don't worry, though, it dissipated by the time that first race post of 1:20 p.m. rolled around. We're glad you're with us. We are off and running a three-day week as we close things out on the inner track. Jason Blewitt, Maggie Wolfendale alongside, and a pretty big show. We're going international tonight, Maggie. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we are. Go figure that one of the horses that we'll talk about that's over in Dubai at Meydan prepped here at the Big A on the inner, and that is Salutos Amigos, and we'll touch on him a bit later.
Pretty strong American contingent throughout that Dubai World Cup card at Meydan. Millions of dollars up for grabs in purses. Big A will be rocking on Saturday. More on that, as Maggie mentioned, in a few moments. How about the summer place to be for over 150 years? Saratoga Racecourse, the crown jewel of North American thoroughbred racing. A 40-day meet gets underway on July 24th through Monday, Labor Day, September 7th. 69 stakes, a record $18.7 million in stakes purses, and it's never too early to start thinking about those Saratoga season seats and passes that go on sale this coming Monday.
That's right, and people can pick up their season passes for the grandstand for $35, as well as the clubhouse for $55, and then we'll see individual seats for the weekly seat packages go on sale April 20th, and then May 11th you can buy daily seats.
All right, make those plans. We'll see you upstate in Saratoga, just about a month away from the opening of beautiful Belmont Park. We're rolling full steam ahead, 9 days out from that Wood Memorial card as well here at the Big A. But let's get you across to the deserts of Dubai, where California Chrome and Lee, the two American invaders, are the horses to beat, at least going in on the American morning line in the $10 million Dubai World Cup, which has a post time of 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, we can't wait to see California Chrome, the 4-year-old. He was kind of, I don't want to compare him to like Smarty Jones or anything, but he was kind of America's horse last year. And he has a huge fan following. He's been prepping over in Dubai since his last race, and people saying he looks great over there, but I think Lee, the older horse, though he only has one prep race this year off of a very long layoff for Bill Mott, he's looking fantastic over there, Jay. He's the one I like.
And Bill Mott knows what it takes to win the Dubai World Cup. 19 years ago, won the inaugural Dubai race with Cigar, the mighty late Cigar, back in 1996. And here is Lee, who you get the feeling off that game second place finish, the Constitution, and this is his win 2 back in the January 10th House Hope, that Bill Mott, you would think, has him as good as human hands could make him.
Yeah, exactly. And his son Riley Mott, his assistant over there, tending to Lee. So excited to see what they bring to the table. It's a great international cast of horses.
Indeed it is. You've got the repeat or potential repeat Dubai World Cup winner African Story in the mix, looking to win 2 in a row. And Americans have done pretty well in the Dubai World Cup over the last near 2 decades. That is not the case, however, in those big Group 1 races on the World Cup undercard as we check out Main Sequence. And he's gone unbeaten, 6 consecutive wins in this country. He will try his hand against some of the world's best turf horses, looking to snap a winless streak of the Americans on the Meydan grass.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, you have the Europeans, that's what they run on, that's what they breed for, and that's what their connections know how to do. And obviously Main Sequence, I'm sure over there, as far as European betting is concerned, he's not going to get as much respect, because if you look at that European form, it's not as good as a lot of the other horses he has faced, but that was under the hands of somebody else. And Grand Motion, he knows how to train international horses on any kind of surface. Obviously, Animal Kingdom comes to mind, winning the Dubai World Cup a couple years ago. So Main Sequence, a horse I love. He's looking to keep that winning streak alive.
And he's got Group 1 winners coming in from Hong Kong, Japan. He'll renew that rivalry with Flintshire. They were 1-2 in last year's Breeders' Cup turf out at Santa Anita. I tell you, the World Cup takes center attraction with the big purse and Chrome and Lee and even the international cast. But this year, the Dubai Sheba, from top to bottom, for my money, is the best race. Now, we have Salutos Amigos, who's been an absolute bear here at the Big A on a cold Gotham undercard, taking the Tom Fool. He will try his hand over in the deserts of Dubai for David Jacobson. What do you think going into the Golden Shaheen?
Well, I really think the American horses that we'll touch on here have a leg up on this year's Shaheen, because it's back on dirt, Jay. I mean, Secret Circle and Salutos Amigos, they have shredded their stuff, and I mean, Salutos, you look at his last 4 efforts in Greatest Stakes Company, and he's running triple-digit buyer figures, including coming off of 111 last time out in the Tom Fool. So I think it's America's race to lose.
He's at the top of his game, and historically, even when it was a synthetic race, Americans have done pretty well in the Golden Shaheen. There's a whole slew of winners like Big Jag, Benny the Bull, and Kinsale King. And Bob Baffert has had some success on the World Cup card. Captain Steve, Silver Charm. He will try to win the $3 million or $2 million Golden Shaheen with Secret Circle, who's got some questions to prove. He's looking to recapture his best form. That might be a big if, but when he shows up, he is a world-class sprinter.
I mean, 2013 is where we'll have to go back to for the Breeders' Cup Sprint for his last win. But Jay, he's run great races. I mean, you can't really fault him in any of them. I mean, his last 4 efforts, 3 of them have been seconds. Those 3 have been very fast races. So I don't know. And Bob Baffert's another guy. I mean, boy, he knows how to handle Grade 1 class horses, especially over there, too.
And making the trip over there, which is no walk in the park. He's done it, and he's done it successfully.
No heart problems.
Yeah, we hope that's the case with Game on Dude a few years ago. And best of luck to all the American horses. We hope they fly that flag proud over at Medan on Saturday. And the Big A is where it's going to be at on Saturday. Keep in mind, gates open up 9 a.m. Naira Rewards kicks off at 8 a.m., so we'll start early, we'll end late. We've got the Kentucky Derby preps. More on that, though, as this week on Insider progresses. But what about the final Thursday on the inner track? Again, the fog lifted. Johnny I was upstairs calling, and we'll get you up to speed with Thursday's 8th race. A good group of sprinters in this conditioned allowance.
And the rough, Johns Island and Green Grotto, and Green Grotto has the lead. Glacken 2 now moves up on the outside, and Loki's Vengeance towards the rail. Green Grotto by ahead. Loki's Vengeance on the inside is second, and the gray Glacken 2 on the outside in third. Newbin Ridge and Malaya right together. Johns Island is back running in 6th, and Run 4 Logistics is the trailer in 7th, and the quarter was run in 23 and 1/5 seconds. The field goes around the turn. Loki's Vengeance, in between horses, Green Grotto, and on the outside, Glacken 2. 3 of them heads apart. They've got a length and a half. Malaya's just in behind in 4th, and on the outside is Johns Island in 5th. Farther back, it's a Newbin Ridge and Run 4 Logistics. The half, 45 and 4/5 seconds. They passed the 3/16 pole. Loki's Vengeance, Green Grotto. Malaya is crying out for some racing room there. Nowhere to go. Then it's Glacken 2, and on the outside, Johns Island is coming on. A frenetic finish here, and it's a 3-way photo among Johns Island, Green Grotto, and Glacken 2. Then Loki's Vengeance and the tough luck Malaya.
The man upstairs called it a frenetic finish, and why not? 5 of them essentially stacked across the track, a blanket finish, but Johns Island just up in a nick of time.
Yeah, and when you look at the PPs of this race, it kind of looked or projected to be a tough one to decipher. Johns Island, he got the trip that he loves to close into a fast pace and got up to win by a head. And New York bred, that's pretty nice.
Indeed he is. So the posse, his assistant, at least the Jimmy Jerkins, Steve Moyer's done a good job all winter, and he caught up with Maggie moments after taking the feature.
I'm here with winning assistant trainer Steve Moyer. Has been with Jimmy Jerkins for 11 years. You conditioned Johns Island into this big win here today, beating Open Company. Bit of a tricky horse to handle, but an ever-rewarding win.
Thank you very much, Maggie. He's a joy to be around. He's very honest, a hard-knocking horse, and he shows up every time, and you got to love horses like that, really.
Yeah, you really do. And you would think maybe New York Bred Stakes Company, or what would you think would be the plans from here on out?
Absolutely, the New York Bred Stakes. Back in January, we had him in the Holly Hughes on the 18th, and the track came up very sloppy that day, and he doesn't like the slop, and we went ahead and scratched him. And just, he's been fit all winter. He's been working on a regular schedule. It's just through cancellation and races not going, this is the first spot. We've had to be patient with him to get him to go.
Well, once again, a really good job with him. And you've been part of the Jerkins family for a while, and we're about a week removed from the Chief passing away. What's your favorite Chief memory?
Actually, it's Sensitive Prince. It was 1978, and everybody loved Aladar and Affirmed, and I fell in love with Sensitive Prince at the age of 12 years old, and he went into the Derby undefeated, and he was a front ender, and I followed his whole career, and I couldn't help myself. I had to download his past performances the other day, but that was my first favorite horse that really had me fall in love with horse racing. It just happened that the Chief trained him.
Well, the Chief influencing people his entire career and life, and he will be missed. Steve, congratulations.
Thank you, Maggie. Take care.
Man of great reverence, and you can even hear the words of Steve Moyer, a young racing fan at the age of 12, falling in love with Sensitive Prince, and lo and behold, will go to work on and have a great career as Jimmy Jerkins' #1 assistant.
Yeah, Steve, a kind of guy after my own heart. He grew up in Maryland, actually well-connected family in Maryland, and he's actually done traveled around the world as far as horse racing is concerned. He was an assistant over in France and Chantilly, and really, though, at home with the Jerkins family, and really cool to hear that one of the Chief's horses was what brought him into the game.
And we'll be hearing those stories for years and decades to come. A man that just had a great, great, great fan base, and his legend will live on as we look ahead and back to the opening leg of Thursday's Late Pick 4 here on Insider. Spring is in the air here at the Big A. Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, April 1st, marks day #1 on the main track. Larry Colmus, after calling and wrapping up his tack at Gulfstream Park, will be in the booth. And we have our sights set on that TwinSpires.com Wood Memorial Day. We usher in the Grade 1 season for 2015 in the Big Apple. We sweeten up the deal, a free baseball cap if you join us here at the Big A with the purchase of a post-parade program and/or a voucher. So excited. We're 9 days out, and 3-year-olds gunning for that top prize of the $1 million purse. And I believe 100 points, Kentucky Derby points, to the winner of the Wood Memorial. These preps really starting to pick up intensity.
Exactly. If you haven't won any preps so far, or haven't even run in any preps, and you win the Wood Memorial or the Santa Anita Derby, you're into the Derby. And just if you can't make it out to the Big A, you can catch a live broadcast on NBC Sports. And yeah, it'll be a fun day as always.
Aqueduct always rocking. They showed up on Gotham Day. The place was electric. Wood Day will be even better. And that TwinSpires.com Wood Memorial hat. But we need ammo for the big card and the big weekend with the Florida Derby and the Dubai World Cup. So let's get you back. We hope you cash. It is race number 6. These are New York-bred 3-year-old fillies going the 2-turn mile as we send it back upstairs to John and Brielle.
Finiche Mai and Shangri-La. Those 3 going out for the lead, heading into the clubhouse turn. It's In Spite of Mama who gets a spot down at the rail and leads here now by a length. Shangri-La runs in second. Mrs. Sunday is up to third. Non-Finiche Mai on the outside in fourth. Golden Gem runs in fifth, and Perfect Freud is sixth. Break of 2. Liberty Island is next in seventh. Then it's 4 lengths. Back to a Stolen Victory and Bobby's Brickhouse. The field is moving up the backstretch. In Spite of Mama leads by a length and a half. Shangri-La second by a head, and Mrs. Sunday on the inside is third. Then it's Non-Finiche Mai and Golden Gem, who runs in fifth, 5 lengths from the front. Perfect Freud is next, followed by the gray Liberty Island. At the back, Bobby's Brickhouse and Stolen Victory. The quarter, 24 seconds. The half was running 48 3. In Spite of Mama continues to lead midway on the far turn. In Spite of Mama, now by 2 lengths. Then it's Shangri-La. There goes Perfect Freud now with a quick rush on the outside. Non-Finiche Mai is right there. And they're coming for the top of the stretch. In Spite of Mama down at the rail. Perfect Freud on the outside. Non-Finiche Mai is in third. Liberty Island now up to fourth. In Spite of Mama leads by 2.5 lengths. Perfect Freud is second. Liberty Island is now third. In Spite of Mama, looking for a wire-to-wire victory. She's got the lead, and she's going to do it on the front end. In Spite of Mama takes it over Perfect Freud and Liberty Island. Golden Gem was fourth.
Sandwiched in his 3 wins, or in between his 3 wins for Junior Alvarado. In Spite of Mama, who got a great ride from the opening bell.
Yeah, this one from Mike Maker. Junior paying attention to how the track's playing. He was aggressive. He got out to the lead, to the rail, and led these on a merry chase, and that's how most of the races were won here today.
9-2 shot, 1160. 3-year-old filly, state bred by Speightstown, Mike Maker, the winning trainer. And again, as Maggie noted, the inside, at least in our book, was a bit kind down towards the inside, and a hat trick on the afternoon for for Junior Alvarado, who's got 38 wins and certainly has some local business as the big riders set their sights on returning to New York. Junior at the top of his game, and we'll get you back to race number 7. We continue on Thursday's late pick 4. Very competitive field in this $50,000 starter allowance as we go up to the man upstairs, Johnny I.
And they're off. Imposing Figure from the rail goes out for the lead. Over the speed limits in between horses with Doc Danica to his inside and Lagubar to the outside. They race for the clubhouse turn. Imposing Figure takes advantage of that inside post and has the early lead here with Lagubar moving up closer in second. Doc Danica is third. Inca Saint down at the rail in fourth. Then it's Over the Speed Limit and Identity Crisis. Zaballon trails in seventh. The opening quarter, 24 seconds. They're on the backstretch with Imposing Figure leading by a half length over Lagubar. Another 2.5 to Inca Saint, third by a head. Doc Danica runs in fourth, break of 2 to Identity Crisis. Zaballon at the rail, 4 more. Over the Speed Limit is seventh. The half was running 47 and 3/5 seconds. An Imposing Figure is holding on to the lead as the field enters the far turn. Imposing Figure by a little more than a length. Lagubar continues to chase in second. Inca Saint at the rail in third, almost 3 lengths now to Doc Danica. And then Identity Crisis. Imposing Figure in front as they move for the quarter pole. Imposing Figure by a length and a half. Inca Saint has taken over second. Now Inca Saint is right alongside of Imposing Figure. Inca Saint with a quick move to the front. Imposing Figure is back running in second. Then Lagubar, Identity Crisis, and Doc Danica. Inca Saint leads by 3. Imposing Figure is second, and it's been a good day for jockey Junior Alvarado. His third win, this time aboard Inca Saint. Imposing Figure was second. Farther back, Lagubar.
Not a front runner. Inca Saint likes to finish up, but Junior kept them inside through most of the race.
Exactly. Junior knew how this track was playing. I liked your little Johnny I. You sounded very Brooklyn in the Inca.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, like I said before, Junior was paying attention. He did his homework, and he rode his horses accordingly. And you got to love a jockey that goes out there and does that. And really, he kind of got a late start to most of the other riders as far as this meet was concerned, coming off of an injury.
Right.
And he's held his own. You would think that if he didn't have that injury to overcome, he would be top 3 right now.
And this colony will only get tougher as the days start to get warmer and a bit longer. And you've got Gulfstream Park essentially wrapping up Saturday with the Florida Derby down there. And Junior certainly riding for the right people and making a lot of right moves out there. Bruce Brown, by the way, the winning trainer of Inca Saint in a race that was dominated very much with inside trips in Thursday's 7th. As we see what shook out on the remainder of this card, I'll throw it up to Johnny I. I sound like him, and we'll go up in the booth. He's got the calls off the quarter pole in races 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9.
Second, Lila Mo is dropped out of it. Then it's Nile Princess and Exclusive Biz. Maricel My Love at the back. They're coming down for the 16th pole. Gabby's Brown has built a 4-length lead over Kisses for Romeo, and the 2-5 favorite takes it here fairly comfortably. Gabby's Brown the winner. Kisses for Romeo was second. Nile Princess third. Has come away with a narrow lead as they come into the stretch. Dariel on the outside is in second. Party Time Chill in third. Zenstone has dropped out of it. Then Patria Carita and Coral Beach. It's Oh My God Donna in front by 2.5 lengths. Dariel giving chase in second. Oh My God Donna with the lead. Then Dariel, Party Time Trill, and Patria Carita. Oh My God Donna, a 3-length winner. Dariel was second. Then Party Time Chill, Patria Carita, and Coral Beach. At the quarter pole, the half was running 47 and 3. Shotgun Love down on the inside and Southern Sunshine on the outside, and Southern Sunshine has taken the lead from Shotgun Love, and Southern Sunshine is drawing away here. Southern Sunshine by almost 3. Shotgun Love trying to hold on to second, had his appeal on the outside. Southern Sunshine is the winner, and it's very close for second between Big Long Shot, had his appeal, and the odds-on favorite with a 1/4 mile to the finish. Bella the Bandit holding on to the lead here. It's Bella the Bandit, and she once again opens up. Bella the Bandit by 4. Started up, Subtle Humor Down at the rail is a Kiss Cat. Bella the Bandit leads by 4. Subtle Humor giving chase in second. It's Bella the Bandit. And the even money favorite checks home first. Subtle Humor was second, then Kiss Cat, and started up. And it is Portia, who has opened up on Downton Alley. Portia by 3. Downton Alley in second. Then My Little Juliana and Dixie Gem. It's Portia looking to pull off the upset here. She's in front now by 5, and she's going to do it under Manny Franco. Portia eased up at the end. Won by better than 5 lengths. Downton Alley held second. My Little Juliana was third. Fast at Noon has the lead at the top of the stretch. Miss Bellamy and Busted Handle giving chase. The half in 47-1. Fast at Noon. Here comes Busted Handle on the outside. Busted Handle has taken over in the stretch. Fast at Noon back in second. Papa's Missile moves into third. Miss Bellamy now in fourth, but it is all Busted Handle, who drew clear at the end, won by 7 or 8 lengths. Papa's Missile was second. Fast at Noon faded to third.
Little Perfect Vision 2020 in the Win Mutual on that nightcap winner, Busted Handle. You didn't need to take an eye test to see that she won by quite a bit in the last for Gary Contessa, and the winning rider was Manuel Franco. Nobody, Maggie, was alive going into the last in the pick 6. A whole bunch of 4s and 5s in the Will Pays, $17K plus the carryover. And on this final Thursday on the inner track, what's your second look?
Well, it would have to be going back to the featured race, Jay. Not only is John's Island the one to, commend here, the top 5 finishers ran their hearts out. I mean, first you got to go to the second place finisher, Glacken 2, coming off the bench, first time out for Michelle Nevin, a horse that showed some promise early on in his career, looked as though she's got him right and only being ahead. Then you have the bad luck loser, Green Grotto. You just feel for this horse every time because he runs his heart out. Loki's Vengeance getting back to his good races, and Malay, a really troubled trip.
Yeah, the rider opted to stay inside, saved ground, kind of sat the pocket, and was expecting off the quarter pole with that horse to kind of extricate himself and come out into the clear. It didn't happen. Malay, I guess, took the worst of it. Another short price loss on his resume, but a good crew in race number 8, and we've got a solid group of older horses in tomorrow, Friday's featured 8th race. Sit tight for that. Rider standings, and as we look at the 2 top guys, Jose and Irad Ortiz, both of them will be riding at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. Well,
I would say a chance for some of the other guys to catch up, but they're not going to close 12 and 10 win gaps there, so they're probably going to end up 1-2, I'd say, Jay.
And a Golden Shaheen could be in the works for David Jacobson, who's over at Maidan out in the United Arab Emirates, but he is your leading trainer thus far, and that will be the case when the meet closes on Saturday with 37 wins. And there you see David Jacobson atop Michael Dubb and Rapoli stable, Drawing Away stable, who ran a couple horses today with trainer Bruce Brown. But a look at the owner standings. How about Claims on an overcast afternoon? And we'll see. And we'll go back to the first couple of races. The early double, it was race 1, race 2, and that was all.
Well, oh my God, Donna, the winner of race number 2. You don't see Carl Domino reaching in and claiming horses very often, so that's an interesting claim there. And watch out whenever Charlie Baker claims one for himself. Party Time Chill going for him for $40,000. We'll be looking for her in her next race.
He's as sharp as they come, and I'm sitting next to a sharp handicapper. We'll talk about the Friday preview when we come back. Friday's third race precedes that pick 6 carryover of 17,000 plus. Race number 3, field of 5. These are New York bred 3-year-old fillies. Green Cap just splitting horses down towards the inside. Very good effort last summer for Barb Gold.
It really was, Jay. It was very professional. I mean, it wasn't professional in her break. She got away slowly, but then she raced wide. Then she weaved her way in between traffic under Junior Alvarado, who obviously has a hot hand, as we touched on. Louis Dinner, she was third in that race. She's become a stakes winner now.
Here's a look at Sonora, who will look to get back to her winning ways. Better, I think, when she can really have her hooves rattling towards the front of the pack.
Yeah, I agree with you. Her last race in the Franklin Square, it was a really lackluster effort, I thought. And as you said, I think the more forwardly placed she is, the better. She doesn't necessarily have to have the lead. There's some kind of cheaper looking speed on there, so maybe the conditions and dynamics are right for her this time.
Right, just a field of 5. She's outside of Songbrook, that other speed horse who broke her maiden, beat much lesser on the Gotham undercard March 7th. But I'm anxious to see what Bar of Gold does. You don't see too many Medaglia d'Oro Lemon Drop Kid 2-year-olds win sprinting on the dirt upstate.
Exactly, that are New York breds as well, and Chester Mary Broman seem to have their hand on those kind of well-bred New York breds, and so she'll be really fun to see come back to the races.
We had the sprinters in today's featured 8th race. We've got the boys going long in tomorrow's featured 8th. Two other than $62,000 optional claimer, and how about that, a winner of last summer's Prince of Wales, the 3rd Canadian leg Triple Crown winner, Coltimus Prime, will be in the building.
Jay, he's run 3 times on the dirt. His only win and only good performance was here at Fort Erie. His efforts at Keeneland and going back to Tampa were terrible. I mean, they were tough races, but Christophe Clement is excellent when he takes over training. He's 24% for first time after the trainer switch.
Let's get on to Coach Inge, who is in the orange cap, and he has stepped up his game in a big way. Sassicaia took a huge run at him. He turned him back and won this race pretty impressively.
This is the epitome of a horse who has taken a while to figure it out, but boy, he's putting it all together. The only fear I have for him is that there's some other speed signed on for her in this race, so we'll see what kind of trip he works out. He's going to have to go from the inside.
And Mr. Palmer's hoping for a fast pace, getting hot rodding Junior Alvarado. Is it a positive he may catch a dry track tomorrow?
You think? I doubt the track will be that dry, and he was pitiful. I'm sorry. He was really bad last time. His 2 efforts back so far haven't been good. His last win came over a year ago. He's really going to have to step it up for me to be a fan of him once again.
Jimmy Jerkins won today's featured 8th. With John's Island, the barn will be back with FNX, the New York bred. He's got an inside post. You mentioned a potentially honest pace, and do you give him a chance with Angel Arroyo?
100%. He was going to be my horse that I recommended. He's a horse I've been a fan of. I think Jimmy does really well with these kind of layoffs. You know, his last 2 weren't great. They were against fairly tough company, although, and I think he gets a little bit of class relief here, and coming in with a fresh horse, you can't deny that for Jimmy Jerkins.
It's a good 8th. It'll be the center attraction in the Friday $17,000 Pick 6 carryover. Obviously running here tomorrow. We are running here on Saturday, and we're about a month away, a little over a month and a couple of days from the opening of beautiful Belmont Park. And that brings us to the 3rd, final, and oldest leg of the Triple Crown, the 147th running of the Belmont Stakes. Already excited for this sort of Breeders' Cup Day in early June.
It is. It's the prep of the preps for the Breeders' Cup, if you will. But it's a whole 3 days, though, of racing, Jay. June 4th through the 6th. Graded stakes on each of those cards. $10 million on the line. I can't wait.
Well, we're getting closer to the Kentucky Derby. The 3-year-olds prep here April 4th in the Wood Memorial. Junior Alvarado, and in spite of Mama, they were terrific taking race number 6. We'll see what shakes out here over the inner track on the final Friday this winter, tomorrow, when it begins at 1:20.